So today's reading is going to be about movement, and more specifically, it's for those who may be feeling like they're at a crossroads and a little unclear as to which way to go. For some reason, the energy that I've been feeling for the collective is one where you've approached a point in your relationship, in your career, and in your life in general where you are a little unsure of how next to proceed. Now, collective, understand, you probably already know where you want to go, where you want to be, where your finish line is, but the path between where you are now and that finish line to the next chapter that you're hoping to build is a little murky. Honestly, it's a little murky. So, this is for those who are feeling a little bit at a crossroads. So, what I'm going to do is go ahead and start with these new cards that I got from the folks at Intuit. Very nice, ladies. If you end up liking the cards that I use, I'll just go ahead and link it in the description box below. You're welcome to take a look. They've got a lot of nice stuff. But let's get into the reading. Let's see what's going on. I'm going to pull a couple of oracles. And I do feel like this may be an oracle-led read with tarot nearing the end. But I'm being called to pull oracles first for theme. So we're going to go with, what is the collective feeling right now? Right off the bat, this card right here was stuck in my hand like this when I was shuffling. And it wouldn't, I had to kind of force it out. So let's just take a peek, okay? So we have Lily. This card represents an ambition, sexuality, longevity, achievement, mature, career, developed. So there's something about, I'm hearing mature love. And I don't mean mature love as in, lived experience, although it could be. It could be for a collective that is a more mature adult. But when I say mature love, and the word sexuality is in there, it also has to do with a mature viewpoint of how one expresses themselves in love in a carnal sense. And what I mean by mature is, and particularly, it's the type of love connection that isn't just based on how attractive someone is. It isn't just based on physical chemistry. That's not to reduce or to minimize the importance of those things, but it's only a portion of it rather than it being the lion's share. Mature love is, I always like to say, when we get into the stages of falling in love, the reason why we're falling in love is because we're getting to know that person. It's like a free fall. It's fast. It's exhilarating, and sometimes it can be a little terrifying for some. It's that free fall into love. But once you reach a destination, you reach the relationship, you reach to a certain milestone, then that free fall of falling in love turns from falling in love into mature love, one that can withstand the test of time, one that can ride through any storm, one that, regardless of the difficulties or the disagreements in the relationship, you're able to talk to one another. You may have your bickering, you may have your fighting, but you come out on the other end stronger and fused together, and you re-fall in love with this new version of yourself, even if it's in its most minute measure. Every day we learn something new, we experience something different, and so we're never the same person as we were, even last week. So that's what I mean by mature love, is a love, a connection, an understanding that's meant for the long haul, that withstands the storms, the arguments, the disagreements, hardships in career, or family loss. It's not just falling in love, where it's the idea of happily ever after. It is actively and taking a participating role in creating your happily ever after. So there's something around, I'm going to put it right here in the moon. There's something around not just working, building, and striving for mature love. It's understanding that is what your goal is. Perhaps for some, it's like you're just starting to realize that someone that was caught your eye, or someone that maybe you never had a chance to be with, or maybe your current relationship right now, you've had, waxing and waning, where you've had your good times and then points in which There's a lot of bickering. Maybe you're trying to figure out whether or not this is the type of mature love that you imagined for yourself, that you want in your life. It's a little bit muddled, so let's just keep going. Let's see what we have. But definitely mature love seems to be part of this collective. So I'm going to get 3 cards, and this being kind of like an underlying kind of theme. Okay, so then we have the Wheel of Fortune. So we're talking about karma, cycles, forces of the universe, getting what's deserved, what's out of your hands, synchronicity. So this is very like a spiritual sign. We can think of it as Wheel of Fortune in the tarot as well, where the universe or the divine energies are turning those wheels in order to put you on the path that you want to create for yourself, as well as the path that you're meant to walk, because you create your reality. So if you want, like I said, you're at a crossroads and there's some place that you want to be, career, love, life in general, you're at a crossroads right now because you're not really sure how to proceed in order to get to the place that you want. For some, it has to do with mature love. Not just, a summer fling, not just a relationship for right now, but something that you can really put roots down and grow, and that you can be yourself in. And being yourself also includes, it's a quote from someone online, and I don't remember who, but it's someone who's really poignant in making these wonderful quotes. If someone knows who said it, you can put it in the comments so others can know. But it's, to be loved is to submit yourself to the horrifying ordeal of being known. Of someone that's the end of the quote, but of someone really, really seeing you. And so mature love would be identified as someone who sees you exactly for who you are, not the masks that you wear, not you trying to keep up with the Joneses, really how you are, how you present your best to the world. And when you roll out of bed, hair a mess, morning breath, maybe not having slept really well and a little bit crabby, loving you at that point too. Loving you at your most honest, when you're in your highest vibrational and when you are struggling. Someone who wants to be there for you, not only during good times, but wants to hold your hand and help you through hard times because they want you to do that for them too. Mature love. The Wheel of Fortune, it feels like, is moving specifically to put you on this path. And for those that it resonates with, you may already be working towards that goal. And I heard it someplace, and I forget which astrologer I was reading, but they basically explained that the month of September and October, there's lots of energy moving forward, and the universe or the divine is helping people end cycles and start new chapters in their life. And for those who aren't ready, for some, it might be a little bit of divine intervention. It's well, you want something to be true. You want this end goal. And you've been trying to do this. Well, let me help you out. Let me divinely intervene. If you're not ready for this change, I will do this change for you, essentially. So this Wheel of Fortune is really, it's meant to propel you forward. That's the kind of theme it gives. It's meant to bring you forward. It's meant to end old cycles, old chapters, and open up these new adventures. You may be having some synchronistic things, like seeing, repeating numbers, or something that reminds you of a person specifically. Maybe the same song keeps popping in your head, unbidden, but lyrics are important. So let's see what else we got. Oh, we've got 2 right there. So we'll take those 2, and those will be our 3. So then we have Moose, imposing, powerful, independent, time alone, attitude is everything, calm, cool, collective, confident, and solidarity. So I'm really getting the inclination, or I don't know if that's the right word, but let's just say I'm getting the feeling that I am talking to and dealing with a very independent collective. And we have the beaver right next to it, which is things work against you, but persistence pays off. Or it can mean new things on the horizon, determined, repetition, making dreams real. So we have the universe trying to move you forward in a way that aligns you to your path. Some of you are already on that path or realize you're on that path and you're like, yes, universe, help me get this going. For some, it might be you want an outcome, you want an experience, you want a certain type of life, but you're a little afraid to take that step. And then it's like the universe is saying, I know you're afraid to take this step. So if you don't take the step forward, I'm going to step in for you because you keep asking for this thing, but you're not taking the step. So let me make changes around you. So that's the only option for you. You've asked for this. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're asking for something, collective. I'm so sorry. But if you're asking for something, but you're afraid to take that step, the universe is going to step in on your behalf to help you attain the thing that you want to attain, even if you're a little hesitant to take that step. It'll start removing things away that serve as like a comfort or an anchor to an old life so that all you have is to move forward. Now, like I said, you're an independent collective for sure, and you might be a little stubborn. Don't worry, I understand what that's like because I can be very stubborn, and I don't even have a lot of Taurus in my chart, but I can be quite stubborn. I'm a fixed sign, and when I set my mind on something, that's it. I'm very independent. I know what I want. I'm often I'm often known for saying I do what I want, because once I set my mind on something, nothing's going to stop me. And this feels very similar. This feels very familiar to me. And then the beaver energy is like, for those of you who are struggling on that path, no matter what curveballs are happening in your life, you are not being swayed from what you want. This gives me very much like Knight of Pentacles, unwavering determination, steadfast, determined. You're going to make what you want happen. But again, we have this mature love energy and this feeling of crossroads, this feeling that you know what you want out of life. You know what goals you have. You know what your finish line is. It's just the next step you're a little uncertain. And in this energy right here, where we have independent, a little bit stubborn, but wanting to make the dream come true anyways, you're at that crossroads and you're like, I don't want to take a step until I'm absolutely sure. I want to make this dream come true, but I can't take a step unless I'm absolutely sure. And the thing is about taking a step into the unknown is that there's no certainty there. That's why it's called the unknown. You have to have faith in order to have faith. Does that make sense? You have to trust in yourself enough to take that first step, knowing that your inner compass is going to lead you to where you want to be. And the universe wants to help you out too. It's right here. But I do get that background energy that like something about September and October, you may be feeling like something's kind of incentivizing you a little bit more. You almost feel like, I said it in one of my previous readings, where you might feel like there's some sort of cosmic clock that if I don't do it now, I might lose this opportunity. It may or may not be true, but it may be an internal knowing where you're like, I need to take. It's almost like as if your internal knowing, your soul knowing is, I want to move forward towards what I want. I want to start working towards that career, that relationship, that experience, that life. But when I say your egoic mind, it's, the mind that we grew up and were shaped by society and family and culture and religion and all of that sort of thing that gets us sometimes second guessing ourselves. So we have a heart space that is like, go take that next step. Trust yourself. The universe has got your back. And you're holding on to this dream, this feeling, this want of a relationship, this want of an experience, this want of a career. But you're afraid to step forward. I feel like there's it's really big crossroads. And there's something about trusting your inner compass. If you know what you want and it hasn't changed in months or years, and you know where you want to be, dig deep. Is that the core of what you want for your life? If that's what you want, then take a step towards it. Follow your inner compass, because mature love is not built out of perfection, but it is built out of ability to take responsibility, accountability, dependability, consistency. That's what real love is. So If love, for those that resonates, if love is your main goal, you want to have a beautiful family, you want to have a beautiful relationship, if you want to fix familial relationships, or if you want to fix platonic relationships, envision in your mind your goal. Say to yourself, I trust myself, that I know what I'm aligned to, and that I will eventually get there. I just need to keep persevering forward and take the step, because the universe is right there. It's either going to help you along, or it's literally just going to start pushing you. It's going to start taking away things that unnecessarily anchor you to the past, that unnecessarily anchor you to a previous version of yourself, when your soul is screaming for a new life, when your heart is screaming for new love, when your whole being wants a new experience. I would feel this collective is feeling it all around them. That change is on the horizon. There's just a little bit of hesitation, because there's like this want for it to be perfect. Like, I want to know this is the right step. Well, you won't know if it's the right step until you start stepping. And it's the right step if you're taking a step towards your goal. Does that make sense? Like, if you were like, well, I'm unsure what I want, I haven't really decided, I'm kind of wishy-washy about it, that makes sense to hit the brakes and figure out what you want. But if you know where you want to be, where you want to go, what kind of life or career or relationship you want to have, if you knew it in your bones, in your heart, in your soul, taking a step into the unknown towards that, it's never the wrong step, because you know what you want and you're actively pursuing it. Okay, that's what I feel like. That was very specific. So let's get some more oracle cards to kind of flesh out what else we've got going on. Okay, what else is the collective kind of feeling during this kind of crossroads energy? Okay, so then we have clouds, thoughts, problems, doubts, hesitation, beyond view. Okay, so this, and it says misunderstandings. This makes me feel like, remember I was talking about how your heart space kind of knows you want to start moving forward. It's been telling you it's time to move, time to grow, it's time to move, time to grow, time to experience something new, time to build the life that you've always wanted. But there is this want or need for it to be perfect. You want to know for sure. So this is where I feel like this clouded energy kind of comes in. It's almost as if I just heard, it's almost like you want to know that you're doing it right by society standards. Like, what will other people say? Will other people be like, this is the right path? This is how you should do it. In order to have this sort of life experience, you need to follow these steps, A, B, C, D. Or for this relationship, A, B, C, D. Or this experience, A, B, C, D. You get what I'm saying. But the way it may come about is D, C, B, A. Like, the order of the steps that you take doesn't matter, provided you are moving towards where you want to be. There's not a one size fits all. In order to achieve happiness, you must hit these markers, these milestones. Everyone's life is different, but I do feel like there's like a block. Some of y'all may be having like thoughts that are like, what will people think? What will people say? How will they react? There's a lot of consideration about the appearance of how you go about things, or what you want to do, or how you want to go about it. But you are the maestro of your own life. You decide to move or not. No one can tell you how to live your life, but I do feel like there's a little bit of muddled energy around here. Concern about what others might think. Nope. Then we have, let me fix that. Then we have chandelier, luxury, elegance, enlightenment, illumination, sophistication, romance, beauty. So I do feel like, and it's not by chance, it's like underneath this Wheel of Fortune, there's going to be there have been moments in which there is like mental fog. You're not sure what to do. Again, the proverbial crossroads. You're unsure where to go, which way to take. If this is the right way to do it. What will society say? What will my family say? What will my friends say? What will my loved ones say? And all of those, I mean, when it comes to your loved ones, you would hope that all they want is for you to be happy. And if you're pursuing what makes you happy and it's healthy and safe, you would imagine that your family would support you. But I'm getting the distinct feeling that you might have some naysayers in your inner circle. And I don't mean like they're mean, but maybe there are some naysayers like, are you sure? Is this really what you want? I'm hearing, didn't this happen last time? Oh, I just heard, are you really going back? I don't know why that is there. But regardless, there's all that kind of mental chatter. Mental chatter. That came up and that reminds me of something, and I can't think of what it's reminding me of a song. Well, if I remember, I'll let you know. But this chandelier card underneath this Wheel of Fortune is the illumination. It's understanding. Kind of everything kind of comes clear. Everything kind of comes to light. That no matter what other people say, everyone's got something to say. Everybody always has something to say. But what do you want to do? There's a sudden realization that, like, no matter what other people say, they're not living your life. They're not in your shoes. They don't know how deeply you love this, person, or you don't know they don't know how excited you are for this career opportunity, or they don't know how long you've waited to have this life experience or to live this life. They can't know. They can't understand. Only you. And you shouldn't have to explain yourself to the people that you love, of all people, but you shouldn't have to explain yourself to anyone why you live the life that you do and what you want to do with it. Again, provided that it's safe and it's healthy. There's some sort of illumination. You understand. You understand that you are your own light through the darkness. Maybe you felt lost before. I'm seeing someone holding torches. So, key holder or torch bearer, those keywords might resonate with you, but there is a strong sense of you can do this. You are the light through the darkness, through your own darkness. You are the answer. You are the key. You are the maestro. You have the power and the sovereignty to live the life that you want to. This is what this illumination is about. Okay, let's see what else we have. Oh, so we've got 3. So we have the Moon card, Snake. Oh, we have 4. The Coffin card, and then the Bouquet. So I'll go through all of those in just a second. So the Moon card, we have intuition, subconscious, romance, psychic, affection, recognition. So divine feminine. Okay, so I'm either talking to a collective that has a number of divine feminines and or are involved with divine feminines. And I will say, every reading that I bring this up, divine feminine, divine masculine does not mean gender. It means the energy that we work with. Divine feminine, intuition. Divine masculine, action. Everybody has those. I like to think that our heart space, our inner core, our soul, is like a giant yin and yang. We are a balance of both things. So someone might be tapping into their divine feminine energy and or involved with someone who kind of really taps into their divine energy. That's someone who really trusts their intuition. They really trusts not only their intuition, but are really comfortable in talking about their emotions. They may be very artistic and sensual, but it also could be that you yourself are tapping into this energy. Maybe it's something that you're not comfortable tapping into or you haven't been in the past, but with this illumination, this understanding that you have the power to live the life, to build the life, to have the relationship, have the job, have the experience that you want, is not just recognizing that, but it's putting it into the energetic field. Like, if you know it to be yours, then you can manifest it into your life. If in your heart you know this is where I'm supposed to be. Like, if your dream is to live in a little cottage in the woods or to live on a seaside house in Ireland and you feel that so strongly, or you live in the high deserts of Southern California, like if that's, oh, one of my candles just went out. So sign, synchronicity, call it what you will. If candle work is something that you do, the fact that I was talking about tapping into your intuition and then the flame went out, that's catching my attention. So for me, that's saying this is true. Yes, someone is tapping into their intuition. Someone is trusting their intuition, their gut feeling, their instincts, whatever you want to call it. They're becoming more comfortable. You or the person you're dealing with is becoming more comfortable with dealing with their emotions, tapping into their subconscious, recognizing their shadow, and that sort of thing. Now we'll move on to the snake energy. We have jealousy, we have betrayal, toxic, silent, seduction, counterproductive. So this energy makes me feel like, especially between the moon and the death, because the death card is loss, inactive, overdone endings. And these are the words that are popping up on all these keywords. With these two, with this energy sandwiched between intuition, subconscious, recognition, divine energy, and then death, over it, done, ending. It's like we are reaching a point where this energy that's kind of like low vibrational, jealousy, backstabbing, counterproductive, deception, betrayal, toxic, all that kind of energy, you're doing away with it. Whether this energy resides in you, like maybe you find you have a little vein of jealousy or envy for the people that you see online or your friends, or maybe there's someone around you that is very, I don't want to say controlling, because that's not the right, claiming, like very much wanting to know where you are, what you're doing, what friends you have, maybe distrustful of you, or not trusting your judgment. That could show up in a relationship, in a friend or a family member. But whoever this is, whether this energy kind of resides in you, no tea, no shade, or is surrounding you, it's time. It's done. The universe is like, we need to move you forward through this chapter. This chapter of kind of envy, jealousy, toxic, lies, silent truth, all of this, you're done with this. Done with this. And this is why I feel like earlier when I said this Wheel of Fortune is wanting to move you forward to what's aligned to you. You already know where you want to go. You already know where you want to be. You already know what is the finish line and leads to your happily ever after, whether it's, mature love, whether it's career, where it's just living your most authentic life. You already know where it's at, but there are certain things that need to be left behind and not allowed to come into your energy anymore. We've got to get rid of this. And the universe says, if you are not willing to do this, even though you want this end result, I will step in and help you do this. I will start removing systems around you that anchor you to an old version of yourself, so you have nothing other than to move forward. And moving forward leads us to happiness. This is the bouquet. Happiness, harmony, beauty, reconciliation, love, warmth, openness. This reads to me as not only just love, and it's underneath this mature love card. Not only love, but vulnerability. Vulnerability and being honest with your inner self is so extremely important in any, sort of relationship, but specifically romantic relationships. You have to be vulnerable and trust each other enough to open up and kind of lay bare your truth, and hope that that person that you're sharing your life, your love, your energy with holds a space for you and understands that this moment of vulnerability is sacred and special. Is there someone in your life that you're thinking of during this reading that has that capacity? Do you know someone? Do you know a career opportunity where you being vulnerable and sharing your ideas with a collective, they understand it and they support it? Is there a life where you can live your most authentic self and people just accept you for exactly who you are? This is what the universe is trying to break down, those old systems, close those old chapters, so that you can move towards what you've meant to be. Working towards where you've wanted to be, what you've asked for. Because again, in past readings, I've seen this, and I'm seeing this now, where a certain collective is actively kind of like maybe it's just me who does this, but I feel like there are people out there in the world, and that I feel that maybe when you're having a frustrated day, when you feel alone or it feels heavy, you're just like, I just want to be happy. I just want to be able to have this opportunity to grow my career. I just want to live an authentic life. I just want to feel what real, true love that accepts me for who I am. And I don't have to be afraid that they won't like what they see. The universe is like, baby, I heard you. Let me help you. And so it'll either increase the momentum of the journey that you're on, or if you're still a little shy, it's going to start taking the training wheels off and says, don't worry, you're not going to fall, you're going to fly. But I have to remove these old systems so that all that's left is for you to move forward. Bottom of the deck, we have the cross card, which is destiny, spirituality, divine guidance, trials, emotion, loss, necessary. So this is about it's about the loss of old things, leaving old things behind, because you already know where you want to be. Destiny. You already know where you want to be. You already know the life you want to have. I don't know how much I can say that, but this collective, there is no doubt in your mind where you want to be, who you want to be with, what kind of job you want to have, what life you want to live. You already know. And there's destiny and divine guidance in this card. And I said it here, and I said it here, and I said it here. Something is, I'm going to put this at the bottom of the deck, this one over here. You already know. So it's time to take that step. It's honestly time, because again, like I said, something about September and October. You know you're ready to take the step, but it's like you're doing like putting one toe in the water and you're just a little bit nervous. And so the universe is like, well, you can put your toe in, or I'm going to take you by the hand and we're going to walk in together. I'm going to guide you, and you might be nervous, but we're just going to keep walking in. Divine intervention. If you're not ready to move forward, I'll help you move forward. So let's get some tarot and see what messages we have from my guides and see what they say. What energy, what I heard is what energy, what action you might want to take, or that you're thinking about taking. Okay, so I guess maybe it's not advice, but just more like clarification. Okay, so what action does this collective want to take, or what is the collective considering? So we have Page of Coins. So you want to define out goals. You want to be ready to offer that first step, or be open to that first stage, or to have the ambition to start something from an emotional standpoint, And again, when I said that we had this moon card, this is someone who feels comfortable with their own emotion. This is someone who is ready to trust their intuition, their instincts, their gut, whatever you want to call it. They're ready to move forward in kind of handling the more sensitive parts of their emotion. And unconsciously, I put it under the illumination card. So oh my goodness. I'm seeing the image of someone looking into like a darkened room where you don't, if you look into a bedroom that has the light's not on yet, and you're in the door with a candle, you're ready to bring illumination into the dark corners of your minds so you can be more comfortable and be familiar with the things that maybe you've kind of hidden away that you didn't want to address right away. But this is you feeling, or Spirit viewing you as feeling more comfortable with your emotions, feeling more comfortable with being vulnerable, being more comfortable and ready to kind of develop intuition, gut feeling, or instincts. Then we have Four of Coins. So Four of Coins, to me, is about, for me, it's two things, depending on what's around it. But this is about protection. For sometimes, depending on the cards around it, it's about holding on unnecessarily. And I often like to liken the Four of Coins to someone holding on to a $20 bill. And someone doesn't want to lose that $20 bills because it's $20. You could use it for a lot of things. But that person also wants to grow that money. But in order for you to have more money in your hand, you have to open your hand. If you're unwilling to open your hand and you're protecting that 20, you'll never lose that $20 bill because you're gripping it so tightly, but more money can never come in because you won't open your hand. So Four of Coins is, a little bit of like kind of keeping to yourself to keep safe. And I'm getting right now that perhaps that was how you used to be. You used to keep to yourself to feel safe. You used to keep your emotions to yourself to feel safe around someone who maybe would weaponize your feelings against you, or twist your words, or make you feel bad for being vulnerable, or make you feel regretful that you even said anything. This is a very specific deviation. So if it doesn't resonate, don't take it. Don't do the mental gymnastics. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit, and that's okay. Maybe it'll be a different reading for a different person, but right now I'm hearing that this does have to do with a little bit of protection, kind of like hiding away. But at the same time, it also is about holding healthy boundaries, about that recognition that you are feeling more comfortable emotionally in expressing yourself. Where once you used to hide yourself away and keep things closed off, now you're starting to open up, and it's like a slow blossoming like a flower. It's not going to happen overnight. It's little by little, with the encouragement of the sun, with the water, with the nutrients of the soil, with the watering of rain. Every little bit of support around it helps that flower bloom a little bit more. It's going to take time, but you're on your way, and I love that. Oops. Okay. So, we have two. So we have Nine of Coins, and then we have Eight of Wands. So Nine of Coins, I love this. This is like abundance. This is recognizing that you can be independent and self-sufficient, do it on your own and bring in abundance, because you don't need anyone else to bring you your abundance. You can create it on your own. And abundance can be a lot of things, not just money, but love and happiness, in all manner of abundance. You can create that for yourself, but at the same time, it has a lot to do with fulfillment. So in this space where you are recognizing that you are closing this chapter, getting rid of energies that tie you to an old version of yourself that you don't want to be anymore, because you want to be at the end goal. You want to be at that finish line, that dream, that place where the universe is trying to help push you through. And maybe in the past you've been a little stubborn and you're like, I don't want to proceed unless I absolutely know. But you have to have faith in order to have faith, if that makes sense. You have to trust in yourself that your inner compass is always going to point you towards the things that your heart and your soul is sure about. If you know exactly where you want to be, then taking a step is always in the right direction because you're always working towards it. And once you recognize that you don't have to hold back, that you're more comfortable with your emotions, you can be more emotionally and spiritually, or even, in a relationship, more abundant. You can give more without feeling like you're pouring out of your cup till it's empty, so to speak. There's a certain level of abundance that will come in when you recognize that two things can be true at once. You can be vulnerable and you can share your feelings while also holding healthy boundaries so you're not taken advantage of. That creates a certain level of abundance, because guess what? That's self-love. That's recognizing your self-worth. And this Eight of Wands, this is good. September, October, man, Eight of Wands is telling me this can happen pretty fast. This feels like, if this hasn't already really started kicking off, it's about to. I'm getting goosies right now. I'm getting goosebumps. Whether or not, it comes in the form of someone giving you a call or messaging you on like your phone or any other messaging platform, email, messages coming in, yes, but just in general, this process coming in quick. I also just heard, for those that are working more with like a practice, a spiritual practice, perhaps you feel like you've been getting signs more and more and more and more. Again, we have synchronicities up here. So you might be seeing repeating numbers. You might be seeing a person's name if it's a person that you're trying to build a relationship. Or maybe if you're trying to enter in a field of study for your work, maybe you're seeing ads pop up and you're seeing people on the bus or at a coffee shop talking about what you want to work towards. Maybe you want to live your most authentic self, and you are more and more pulled to communities that talk about self-love and self-worth and accepting yourself and finding warm and supportive people. And all of those things can help expedite this process of you recognizing that you are walking the path towards what you want. You just have to start walking. Again, if this resonates, fantastic. If it doesn't, don't do the mental gymnastics. This is for those that know exactly where they want to go, where they want to be, and how they want to live their life. If you're not unsure, that's okay. Take the time to solidify it. Take the time to figure out what would make your heart and soul sing. But this right here, you already know where you want to be. You already know who you want to be with and what kind of life you want to live. So let's end this reading with some actual oracles. Just messages that I won't interpret or intuit. I'll just let them lie and you take them as they resonate, okay? I'm going to go for 3, but if I get more, then that's what Spirit guided me to. So, okay, so the first one is, this is your season. Okay, so I'm not pontificating. I promise. I know I just said I wasn't going to, but when it says, this is your season, 2 things popped in my head. 1, I'm hearing, this is your time. Now is the time for this to start moving. 8 of Wands in the Wheel of Fortune, moving forward and happening quickly. This is your season. Or this is for Libras in particular, because we are in Libra season. This is your season. Okay, so I'll put that right there. We get 2 more. Then we have protect your vision. Don't let people sway you from your goal. You know where you want to be. You know who you want to be with. You know what kind of life you want to live. You know what kind of authenticity you want to bring to this world. Don't let anyone sway you from your goal. Your heart knows what it wants. I keep saying that I'm not going to intuit or say anything, but I can't help it. Every time these cards come out, I'm hearing a message. So it is what it is, I guess. One more. And the last one we have is turn the page. Turn that page. It's time to close previous chapters. Time to let go of the old version of yourself and start living the life of the new version that you want to have. This looks like, it literally is a quill. You are writing your own destiny. You are writing your own story. You are writing the next chapter. What does it look like? How does your life unfold? What job are you in? How authentic are you living? What love do you want to experience? And when you know what that is, start living that. Start moving towards that with that in your heart in the most honest way possible. Because when you're working towards a goal that's that clear, you're not going to step wrong. Sure, there might be some challenges. That's life. It's up and down. But be single-minded in your goal. If you know, I know why I'm repeating this so much, but it's there for someone. If you know where you want to be, who you want to be with, what kind of life you want to lead, then start walking. Start working towards it. And that is the reading for today. Thank you so much for being present during this reading. I can't do this without you. Honestly, I only do readings when I feel called. And when I feel called, they're usually these bigger messages. And that's why I say, if this doesn't resonate, don't do the mental gymnastics. It might be another reading that connects with you. And for those that it does resonate, I hope it gave you the clarification or the validation that you need. Because I'm not telling you how you should feel or how you will feel. I would be confirming how you are feeling in this moment. Because I'm getting my energy from you all. I'm bringing forth the message that the collective says, hey, let's talk about this. So, at any rate, this is Rabbit and Moon Tarot. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you at the next reading.